and welcome to Observer TV News. It's Tuesday, December 10, 2013. I'm Joanne Cayley with Tara Blair. Here are the top stories. George Smitherman, Dec.10 endorsed Olivia Chow for mayor. The Maple Leafs' Dec.11 could be facing suspension, and it's a very Merry Christmas for Miley Cyrus as she twerks her way into the new year. And now to our top story.
3 Toronto firefighters who were fired in September after posting and tweeting comments seen as degrading could be back on the job soon. The Toronto Professional Firefighters Association are awaiting arbitration dates for their 3 members. The social media posts under investigation include a line from the TV show The Office saying, "Reject a woman and she will never let it go," one of the many defects of their kind. Also, weak arms. Because firefighters are city employees, they are required to follow the city's social media guidelines.
Police and public gathered at Toronto Congress Centre to honor the life of Toronto officer John Zivcic, who died a week ago in a tragic crash. The 34-year-old was critically injured on November 30 when his cruiser was involved in a collision. It happened at the Bloor Street and Nielsen Drive intersection. The officer died in hospital 2 days later. His brother Tom Zivcic spoke about his life and aspiration to become a police officer from a young age. Toronto Police Chief Bill Blair said his tragic death shows the dangers that police face on the job. Zivcic is the 3rd officer to be killed on the job in the last 12 years.
Olivia Chow is gaining support should she run for mayor from 2 notable individuals. Former mayoral candidate George Smitherman and filmmaker Deepa Mehta endorsed Olivia Chow even though she hasn't yet decided if she will run. Smitherman, who lost to Rob Ford in the 2010 mayoral election, has not been quiet about his dislike for the embattled mayor. He said in support of Chow, when NDP MP called her, quote, "pragmatic, progressive, and mature." The mayoral election campaign begins on January 2nd and will be a 10-month-long race. According to insiders, they expect that Chow will enter the race at some point. Chow has only said, however, that she is seriously considering the possibility, and her backers have already established a campaign to be activated quickly once she confirms she is running.
Investigations in rail safety found Canada's largest rail carrier, CN Rail, failed to report over 1,800 derailments and accidents to authorities. The Transportation Safety Board's Director of Rail Transportation discovered a major difference between CN accident numbers compared to other operators. The safety watchdog agency asked CN for their complete safety records, which showed numerous unreported incidents over the last 6 years. CN says the reason they failed to report all accidents stems from a disagreement over the types of accidents it must report to the TSB.
Firefighters and Sun neighbors watched as a house on Wilson Street in Hamilton suddenly collapsed in a fiery heap on Monday afternoon. The firefighters had been on the scene of fire for about an hour to prevent the flames from spreading to nearby buildings. According to neighbors, a woman lived in the home with 2 dogs and a cat. It is believed the woman left with her animals just before neighbors heard an explosion inside. Fire Department spokesperson Claudio Mostacci said firefighters did not enter the building and were fighting the fire from the outside. He said there was a report of an explosion but cannot confirm at this time if it happened. The home, mostly a wood construction, was quickly involved with flames. The 4 walls collapsed an hour later and the roof was left sitting on the ground.
The high price of baby formula is forcing some Toronto parents to find ways to stretch their budget. As Observer TV News' Madeline McCullum reports, that's meant getting creative.
$840 a year on formula. According to a Euromonitor report, the price of baby formula increased 1% last year. McCallum uses formula with added omega acids which help with brain development but are more costly.
Now, formulas out there that have the omega-3 fatty acids and I think the omega-6 fatty acids, so those are important for brain development, visual development, and our advice to parents around those formulas are they do tend to be a bit more costly, the ones with the added omega fats. They're safe, but they are more costly, so it's up to the parents.
McCallum has a few tricks up her sleeve on how she watches her money.
The alternative to buying formula that's so expensive is I contact the supplier. So for instance, my daughter's on Good Start by Nestle, so I have contacted them by email and receive coupons in the mail every month to go buy formula.
McCallum's suggestions to parents are to breastfeed as long as possible. It's cheaper than formula, but if that's not an option, she suggests stocking up on formula when it's on sale. Because she uses the enhanced formula, McCallum is hoping that the price will come down so she can continue to feed her daughter the next best thing to breast milk. I'm Madeline McCallum, Observer TV News, Toronto.
It's that time of year again when students and many flock to Toronto's libraries. However, as I discovered, there is more lurking in the shelves than just bestsellers. College is staying away from the local library.
It's just really awkward because where is it coming from? Like, you have to wonder, like, is it around the area as well? Like, did someone bring it from their house? Is someone planting it there on purpose? Like, there's so many reasons that you can think of, but it's just disgusting.
Approximately 22 cases were reported in 2012, but compared to the 32 million books borrowed the same year, the issue isn't as big as some may think, and plans are in place, according to Critchley.
Our protocol is immediately put into place, and what that means is our pest control company is contacted, and they come quickly and they assess, they check out the material and verify if it is a bed bug, and if it is, it's immediately treated.
Despite the large media coverage the story has been given in recent months, Critchley informed me that there was little response from the general public. In fact, most of the public didn't even know that there were bed bugs in the library. Toronto Public Library does regular cleaning and disregards any suspected cases of bed bugs in the library. For Toronto Observer News, Tara Blair.
Step aside, Santa. Canada might just be moving in. Canada says it's planning to extend its territorial claim in the Arctic to include the North Pole. But there's a lot of work still ahead before this can happen. First, it needs to find the scientific evidence to back the claim, and second, face the diplomatic hurdles. The possible land claim is the undersea Lomonosov Ridge, which runs from near Ellesmere Island northward over the pole. Getting this would secure the top of the world to Canada, literally. John Baird, Canada's frontman on foreign affairs, says Canada will need to do the work to make sure Canada's scientific submission includes its claim to the North Pole. And that's our first look at news. Now let's send it over to Observer TV News' Teresa Spahn with all the entertainment buzz.
Thanks, Joanne, and hi, everyone. Twerking Santa Claus? Really? And with a candy cane mic, no less. Yeah, but if you're Miley Cyrus, why quit when you have a good thing going? Her initial twerk with Robin Thicke stole the show on the MTV Music Awards back in August. There's no denying the artist's success, though. The MTV websites with her duets, We Can't Stop, Blurred Lines, and her personal profile have more hits than any other artist. So Merry Christmas, Miley, and keep those hits coming. Neil Young's rocking with the Athabasca Chippewa First Nation these days to fight the oil sands, and he's taking his campaign across the country, where he'll play concerts in Toronto, Winnipeg, Regina, and Calgary. And Young has not minced his words. He said the area looked like a site of a nuclear bomb blast when he visited the band in September. The concerts will take place this January for all those who like to mix their music with a little protest thrown in for good measure. Tweets are definitely not a few of Carrie Underwood's favorite things after doing a live version of The Sound of Music. She got dumped on all over in cyberspace. It appears the purists in the crowd could only see, hear Julie Andrews in the role, and had no patience for the country singing upstart. Carrie, miffed at the onslaught, tweeted back, telling the haters that they needed Jesus and added a Bible verse to drive home her point. As far as the popular singer is concerned, it's farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, and good night to all those mean-spirited folks with a little God help talk to help make the medicine go down. Say Young will be back with more entertainment news after these messages.
Six. Now serving number 6.
You don't have to wait forever for the career of your choice. With Fast Track at Centennial College, complete a program in business, technology, or healthcare, and get working in as little as 8 months. Fast Track. To learn more, contact.
Welcome back and hello everyone. Thousands of fans gathered in California to remember Paul Walker. Many of them arrived in their high-performance cars with flowers, candles, and stuffed animals. The memorial, which took place on Sunday, was planned through social media. In place of flowers or gifts, Walker's family urges fans to make a donation to reach out worldwide. Production on Fast and Furious 7 is on hold following his death. Friday singer Rebecca Black is back this time with Saturday. She posted the video online on Saturday and it already has over 10 million views on YouTube. Friday is famous as the most disliked video on YouTube with over 3 million thumbs down. People seem to like Saturday more. It has 60,000 dislikes and over 100,000 likes so far. And Gal Gadot is Hollywood's new Wonder Woman. It looks like Giselle from Fast and Furious will be joining Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill in the upcoming Batman vs. Superman. Director Zack Snyder said Gadot is an amazing actress with a magical quality that makes her perfect for the role. The film will be in theaters in July 2015. And that's the latest from me. Now here's Vita.
Thanks, Ayoung, and hello everyone. With the year coming to an end, it's time to look at the top 3 highest-grossing concert tours in 2013. Coming at number 3 is the Honda Civic Tour, featuring Maroon 5 and Kelly Clarkson. The tour earned about $925,000 gross per city throughout the 3 months. At number 2 is Mark Anthony with his Vivere Mi Vida World Tour. His tour grossed around $1,186,000, with tickets selling for around $85. And finally, Taylor Swift took the number 1 spot with her Red Tour. Beginning in March 2013 and continuing on to the next year, the tour already ranked up $1,857,000. Her concert in North America also featured Ed Sheeran, which has definitely helped her achieve the top grossing tour artist for the year. Barbara Walters reveals the top 9 people on her annual list of the most fascinating people in 2013. The list includes Jennifer Lawrence, Pope Francis, Miley Cyrus, and the power couple Kim and Kanye, and the adorable Prince George. Want to see your number 1 pick? We have to wait until December 18th when Walters reveals her number 1 fascinating person of the year. The Sound of Music Live is a success with more than 18 million viewers. The film stars Carrie Underwood as Maria. The live broadcast became NBC's highest-ranked show since the series finale of ER in 2009. And that's it from the world of entertainment. Now here's Nicolette Mendoza with the latest scores in the world of sports.
Thanks, Vita, and hello, sports fans. I'm Nicolette with sports. The Toronto Maple Leafs await the fate of their captain, Dion Phaneuf, for their recent hit against the Boston Bruins during Sunday night's game. During the third period, Phaneuf hit Kevin Miller from behind, causing Miller's face to hit the boards. There was no penalty on the play. Phaneuf's disciplinary hearing with the NHL Department of Player Safety took place over the phone with the league this morning. Phaneuf has never been suspended during his NHL career. In baseball news, it looks like Roy Halladay is leaving his baseball career, but not before going back to his major league roots. Halladay signed a one-day contract with the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday to retire as a member of their team. Halladay spent his last 4 major league seasons with the Philadelphia Phillies, but he says that he owes his career to the Blue Jays. During Halladay's first game as a Blue Jay, he earned a 7-5 win against the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays, but he wasn't able to lead Toronto into the playoffs. Toronto traded him to Philadelphia in December 2009. And the Toronto Raptors traded their star player Rudy Gay to the Sacramento Kings. The Raptors officially confirmed the trade yesterday, along with the trading of their center Aaron Gray and forward Quincy Acee. The Raptors were left with a 7-player trade. The Raptors also beat the Lakers upon Kobe Bryant's return on Sunday. It's been about 8 months since Bryant's injury. Amir Johnson was the Raptors' star player for the night and had his best game of his 9-year career, beating the Lakers 106-94. Turning now to amateur sports, a Scarborough student is trying to make it big on the golf course while juggling a heavy load at the University of Toronto. Observer TV News' Larry Chung has the story.
19-year-old Truman Tai has had a very respectable competitive season. But as we reach single-digit temperatures and unpredictable fall weather, the season isn't over. Hitting the golf ball time and time again with such precision will make most golfers envious, but in the world of competitive golf, Tai not only has to maintain a level of consistency, but make his game better, rain or shine.
So now with the school season coming up, what are some goals you have individually and as a team?
As a team, I think we want to pretty much try to win every event we enter. I mean, I think we got a pretty good team with Phil Archie, Ryan Sang, Mike Triano, Gordy Gibson, and myself. Individually, maybe just try to win 1 or 2 events, try to place in 1 or 2 events. I mean, it's going to be tough. with school starting and everything. So we'll just try to balance my schedule and see how I feel coming up to each event.
There will certainly be contenders at OUAs as teams from around the province are set to gather at Grey Saddle Golf Club in Waterloo, Ontario on October 21st.
We're here at Cedar Bay Golf and Country Club with Truman Tai as he practices on this wet and rainy Saturday morning. This is Larry Chung, Observer TV News, Toronto.
And that's it for sports. Now let's send it over to Madeline McCullum for her thoughts on her type of favorite sport, Christmas shopping. Madeline?
Thanks, Nicolette. With the holiday season among us, the busier we all seem to be and the less time we want to spend standing in long lines. Shopping malls are filling up as holiday shoppers cross names off their lists of people they need to buy for. And because we all have other places to be and things to get done in a short amount of time, we want to be able to do our shopping effectively and rather quickly. For me, being stuck in a long line at the cash register can be frustrating because I've just spent most of my time walking around the store, crossing items off my holiday shopping list, and the last thing I want to do is stand in a line that seems like I will never make it to the front. The holiday season is said to bring seasonal employees to the floor of shopping malls, and frankly, that's just what it does. There may be more employees on the floor to help with the hustle and bustle of the larger crowds, but the increase of employees doesn't seem to decrease the wait time at the register. I know that there are more people out, and we all have to be patient, but it is frustrating when you're shopping and the lines to check out reach to the back of the store because there are only a few cash registers open. I feel that the increase for seasonal employees is great, but there should be more cash registers open and less people walking the floor trying to look busy. And those are my thoughts. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break with national and international news.
Six. Now serving number 6.
You don't have to wait forever for the career of your choice. With Fast Track at Centennial College, complete a program in business, technology, or healthcare, and get working in as little as 8 months. Fast Track. To learn more, contact Centennial College.
It's time to go get the career you've always wanted. Centennial College. Start here, don't look back. If you don't love what you do, go find something you will. Centennial College. Start here, don't look back. If you don't love what you do, go find something you will. Centennial College. Start here, don't look back. If you don't love what you do, go find something you will. Centennial College. Start here, don't look back.
Welcome back and hello everyone. I'm Lucy Onaker and here are your international news briefs. South African leader Nelson Mandela's daughter said the family had a chance to say goodbye before he died. Over 100 leaders will either attend the funeral or attend today's national memorial. Mandela has inspired millions with his message of hope and reconciliation. Many around the world are paying tribute to the greatest leader of this generation. He was 95 when he died. In the wake of civil war in Central African Republic, France has sent over 1,000 troops to stop the conflict. The nation has since seen war and since an alliance troops of Seleki gained power in March this year. Michel Djettode is now president. Gustavo Padro, mayor of Bogota, has been fired for allegations he has been mismanaging the rubbish collection system. He was seen as a presidential hopeful for next year's presidency race. He cannot run for president for 15 years. His term ends this year instead of 2016. He can appeal later on. Crime Commissioner Tony Lloyd made an announcement that the investigation into child sexual exploitation ring will be investigated early next year. Last year, 9 men were in prison in connection with the crime. 7 of them were of Pakistani descent and 1 of Afghani descent. The commissioner has said the social services and the police have failed the girls of Rushda area, The police say that there are many more men involved in this ring. Now over to you, Lauren.
Thanks, Lucy. 2 women are dead and dozens injured after a commuter train collides with a fuel tanker truck in Indonesia's capital city. The gasoline hauling truck was stopped on railroad tracks and couldn't move because of traffic. A passenger says the train tried to stop but couldn't brake in time. The train was holding about 500 passengers and 8 cars at the time of the incident. 2 train cars were derailed and were seen on their side in a cloud of smoke. Jakarta is known for having some of the worst traffic jams in all of Asia. Almost 20 people are injured after hundreds of South Asian migrant workers riot in Singapore, battling police and setting cars on fire. Authorities say the rioters were angered because of a traffic incident that happened the night before. One of their fellow workers had been hit and killed by a bus. Channel News Asia says this is Singapore's worst case of rioting in more than 40 years. The Prime Minister of Singapore says there's no excuse for such violent behavior. And that's a look at international and national news.
Thanks, Lauren. And that's our show for now. You can find the latest news on our website at torontoobserver.ca. On behalf of everyone here at Observer TV News, thanks for watching and have a great afternoon.